Hello all, I'm Bindu here. I'm one of the directors of Ekadaksha Learning Center, and I'm a parent too. I'm a special educator too, and today I'm here to just share my experience as a parent. And I have a son. He's 19 years old now. So journey of me being a mother is of for 19 years is been a whole lot of gamut of emotions and you can say rather good times and bad times too. I've had a lot of good times too, being a parent of a child who has some challenges there. So he has a developmental delay, and me becoming a special educator and me joining the team of Ekadaksha, to start Ekadaksha, is part of being a parent. It's not like I just joined it because I knew about it and I just wanted to do it and all. No, it was not because of that at all. I just started, I learned special ed. I did my course in special ed just to understand my son. How does he think, what goes on within him, what is his world, to understand that only I went into the special education course. And I think so that was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, to learn to know my child. Without that I thought it's of no use, because always I'll be running around asking people what to be done, what not to be done, how to go about. And so I felt, rather than that, no, understanding your child is more important than anything. So when I started around some 17 years back, the environment was totally different. It's not like how it is now. Now you have a lot of self support groups and WhatsApp groups and so many informations available over the net. But that time it was much lesser. There were only a handful of people who was willing there in this field to share how to go about with a child and all. So I had to this came as a blessing to me, so taking up the course and taking it up and learning, became I think so that really changed the whole outlook towards my child as well as the world. So I would just like to touch upon a few things that has really helped me as being a special educator, and helped me being a parent, learning from my child and understanding the world through him. So this is what happened to me. So when I started, I was nothing. I was just zero, because I came from a very small town, and I have not seen any children like him, not I've heard about him, about children like that. So when this was given, when a child like this was given to us, me and my husband, we were like, we didn't know what to be done, so we were only told, take him for therapies and to talk to him and just follow one language with him, because we were out from our native in Chennai, and so just follow English with him so that it can be used everywhere. So language will be a big challenge, because to understand children who have difficulties, they cannot take different languages, at one time. So we were told all those things, and it was so new to me and my husband. But we just followed what the therapist has to tell us. He was taken for speech therapy, and the speech therapist said by in 5-6 months he can start talking. So we thought, okay, speech therapy is something like, a whole lot of some miracle is going to happen, and because that's the idea that I really had. Why I want to say this is because I was really nothing. I didn't know anything about it. So that's when I thought, okay, let me find a way out for this. That's how I did the course and all those things. And from there starts my journey, because from there I started understanding my child. Because knowing that he had a problem and accepting it took almost so long, it was not that easy, because now you're going to have a child who is there giving you a whole lot of new experiences that you have never had or never seen. It's not like, you look at other children, other parents and all, what they do you can do. Here are it's totally different. So when I started off the journey, the first thing it took is it took a lot of time to accept a whole lot of emotions, a whole lot of feelings, a whole lot of things going on. Why me? And a lot of questions. I think so. All parents go through this situation. You have to, actually. Without this, you cannot cross. You cannot go to the next step at all. So the same thing I went through, but it took a lot more, many years to get the full acceptance of the situation. Because every time you feel, okay, yes, now this has been achieved, okay, now this I have understood, then comes the next challenge. The next challenge is put forth to you. So I understood that every other step becomes a challenge, and every other step you have to have the openness to take it. Sometimes it doesn't, your emotions doesn't allow, your ego doesn't allow, the whole lot of conditioning that has been given to you. This is how the child has to be brought up. That doesn't allow you to accept situation. And to see things in a total, that it's like, a whole lot of people is walking on one road, and then you have put on a different set of a path where only you are there. You feel only you are there, and you have to go alone, and you really don't know whom to follow, what to be done. So this is what you encounter in this journey. So to start with doing the course and understanding my child and everything, it was much easier because I understood his brain, the way his brain functions. The theoretical point of it, the experiential point of it is totally different. But the theory, at least I understood how his brain functions, and the way he looks at things, and the processing difficulties that he is having. Because I started giving him time when he was very young to take in, and then I used to pause for him to respond. So those things happened because I got a knowledge of how it works, brain functions. So that made me one part, it made me more calmer. Okay, I have to give there are certain set of things that I understand, but then there are the other set of things that I don't understand also. So me and my husband, we worked as a team together for my child, for our son. And what happened is, when he was small, it was much more easier, because as a small child, they tend to listen to us, they are there with us, and it's okay. Your only thing, you have the challenges of taking him for therapies and making him do activities, or making him cross one milestone. That became that used to be a challenge, and you had to give a lot of time. So what I understood is, how much ever you work, don't expect results immediately. That whatever input is given to the child, it comes back maybe a year, after a year or two. It may take 3 years also, but you have to have the trust that whatever is given is taken by the child. That's what happened to my son also. We used to take him to all places. It was not a small thing at all, because taking him to restaurants or taking him for some functions, we will not be able to enjoy the situation or the environment there. We have to be with the child, give him the exposure, make him understand certain things. In that process, we miss out the whole thing. But it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter, because ultimately for us, the child has to gain something. But it really helped us, because he started becoming a people's person. So wherever you take him, he enjoys people, being with people, being around them. Though sometimes it is like, it takes time. It takes time for other people also to adjust to him. But then we give opportunity for others also to be with the child. We cannot give the child at home at all, because the child, human being, is a soul, it's a human being. They need socializing, and that socializing, I understand that it's so difficult not to think like, what people will think around, or people are going to look at you, and what will they think, you have a child like this. These are the certain truths that go within us, certain thoughts that go within us. What will they think, and how will they look at my child, and all those stuff. But I think certain time, it's better to keep that a bit aside and then just think about the child and your life. What exposure are you willing to give your child? So that becomes so important for the child, at least. And when you give that exposure at a young age, the child also get used to going to certain places, certain functions, or because in India we know we have a lot of festivals, we lot of functions, lot of marriage functions coming in, everything. So we cannot keep the child at home and then just go and participate. No, we have to get used to being taking the child out, exposing the child to different environments, taking my son for movies also. So we used to right from a young age, we had our friends family also. We used to go together, and we made it a practice for him to sit throughout the movie, so that we can also enjoy, because we need to have a good time for ourselves also. It's not like you have a child and then you forget about your normal routine. No, it's not that at all. We have to bring the child to the normal routine and to our enjoyment, our fun time. We have to make them a part of it. So this is one of the thing I used to do. We used to love watching movies in theaters, so we used to take him as a young when he was small, maybe around 5 or 6, like that, and he started getting used to it. He started getting used to sitting and watching movies. So that became a good thing for us also, because we used to get time for some entertainment too. So these are the small things that we used to do, and what helped us is that not to take too much of the society that seriously, and just to concentrate on the child and see what the child needs. So, and in each step, I can say a son has taught us how to be happy. The only thing that me and my husband, we wanted as mother and father, is for him to be happy, and also for us to be happy with him. Okay, so there were parts of it where we used to enjoy with him, but equally there were days it was so difficult and so tough, because you get up in the morning and then you are again put forth to the same routines. You don't know what is going to happen to the day. You don't know. You cannot even plan the day. I used to plan. I was a person, I used to plan at this time this things and everything should happen, but then everything, I went back to a space where I stopped planning. I just started taking the day as it comes. So in the morning I will be planning, okay, this is going to happen. It might happen in certain manner it doesn't even happen the way. So started learning to take things at it used to come. Every day used to be a new day for us, and every day used to post different challenges, and the good time and the bad time too. And sometimes you have to keep aside all your planning and then focus on certain things which you don't even anticipate that this is going to happen. So there were days like that also. But I can say you, the 19 years of his journey that he has been with us as a child, and has been so valuable. I can say it was a learning by itself. Learning as a human being, how you are supposed to be, how you are supposed to act. How you are supposed to be in life. The authenticity with you, which we have to be. That is what he taught us. So as a mother, I'll say the mother has a most important role in a child's life. Okay, be it so-called normal children or be with children with difficulties, both. Irrespective of whatever they are, mother plays an important role. There is no, and you cannot say, how is that, the father also has to come in. The father has to pitch in, but the first role is of the mother. The role, what the way the mother is what the child becomes. How you see the child, how you respect the child, how you value the child, and what values are you going to give is what the child is going to take. And the way, and especially with children with difficulties, the way the mother looks at the child is what the world will look at the child, the way the world will look at the child. This is it's a proven thing actually, you know. I've seen it in my life, I've experienced it with myself, you know. The moment I've decided, no, he has to be respected for whatever he is, you know. It's not that easy. You just imagine when a child of special needs come to you, sometimes we tend, as human beings, we tend to see it as a burden, you know. This is a hardcore truth. It goes on within each one of us, even me. It becomes a burden to you because it poses a different challenge which is of so different in nature. A whole gamut of emotions come in, feelings come in. You have not even encountered these things in your life because we have been trained and conditioned to look at life in a particular manner, and here comes a child who gives you a different set of experiences which is so new to you, and so it becomes a burden to you because you don't even know, like, how are you supposed to be, huh? So altogether you are going to go to a path which is so new to you. So that's when life starts teaching you. So if you are really open to it, you start learning, and it starts with the acceptance and respect for the child, you know, for whatever he or she is, you know. So for me, my experience, I have seen the moment I started respecting and accepting him and loving him unconditionally for the whatever. As mothers, we love unconditionally, but sometimes there comes a factor, maybe if you would have been a bit better, my life would have been better. Maybe if you would have done this, my life would have been much more better, you know. We tend to think those things at some point of time. That comes to us, isn't it? So, but not even having those questions and just accepting for whatever, I mean, given to you, and then working towards your best. You're doing your best with whatever knowledge you have, and if it doesn't happen, you can actually find out how it can be done. But when the child is given that space of equal respect and acceptance, the vibration that goes from the mother is totally different, you know. Here is what I'll say. Another gift that was given to me is learning something called Reiki. I have to mention this because without which I wouldn't have been what I am now, you know. So that energies, when I started practicing, when I started looking within myself and started understanding what all goes on within me is an exact reflection what I see in my child, that's when things started changing, you know. And it had an impact on my husband also, because as fathers, they are into their work and their their work life, you know. So some part of it only they can bring in here. Most of the time we as mothers are only there, so it becomes our responsibility. Important aspect is for us, you know. The important role is for us here. So when I started with those things only, I started understanding my son much more better. So with the course knowledge that I had, along with a different perspective towards my going within myself, also helped me to understand my child more better. That's why I said the knowledge part is one part. The other part is a whole experience that throws up different challenges there, you know. So but I was blessed enough to take that in, though it was a lot challenging, because wherever I had to work on my son, I had to work on myself first, you know, and then only I could go to him. Because as children, they tend to get the vibes, they know what is the thought process that goes within us, and according to that they are. If you find them much more irritated or violent, or they're cranky, you know, so we have to, as mothers, we have to think, where am I like that? Am I giving that to him? Am I actually having a lot of self-doubt within myself? Am I not able to accept the situation as it is? So when you start working on those aspects, you see the child getting more at ease, more at calm, more happy. And you know, what do you want? A happy child is a child who can learn anything. Isn't it that? It applies to everybody, each one of us. When we are happy, we are in a more receptive stage of learning. Okay, so for children also it becomes more important. So as mothers, as a mother, I felt it's my responsibility to change myself first. And when I started changing myself and my aspect towards life, my outlook towards life, is when I saw a lot of changes in my child. So that gave me a different perspective altogether, a different outlook altogether towards life. And then I started working more on myself within me. And I can tell you, I have not I have not been there with him doing activity after activity to make him proper. No, I have never done that. I used to include him in the household chores, to help me out in the kitchen, or maybe to make the bed, or keep the table properly, to set the table for lunch or for dinner. I used to include him in those aspects. So whatever learning was happening in Ekadaksha. He was there with us in Ekadaksha, but I never used to take class for him. There were other teachers who used to take class for him. So I was not at all connected to that part at all. I was only connected, but there was a part in me which was a special educator also with him. But later I realized I have to get back with that also. Being a special educator, I cannot be a therapist with him, educator. I cannot be that with him at all. I need to be a mother first, just a mother. So I stopped doing activities or anything like that. I used to only concentrate on the life skills for him, be it brushing or bathing, So, but that too, I understood there are children who cannot do things on their own, so don't pester them too much. If you are supposed to do, just do it for them. Maybe there will be a time they will start taking that also. But when you know your child can do it, please work on that. Here I had my son who had some certain difficulties with coordination and all. So I used to do it. I felt this is something which has come to me to serve, let me serve. And that really made a big difference. It was like a magic. He started getting more happier, more receptive, more understanding, more calmer as a child. At home, he was a son. That's all. He was not somebody who had to train or do activities after activities. No, I never used to. What I used to do him, we used to take him out, expose him to different people, different situations, and even if he gave us any challenge, we were there to handle it. We never used to think, oh God, what is he doing here? No, we were there to handle it, and we felt, no, at this situation this has to be handled, and it is okay for anybody to think whatever way they want to. That's their choice to think that way. But for us, he has to behave in certain places. Yes, he has to behave in certain places. There is you just cannot do whatever you have to do, because children, they do understand, and you really have the belief that they understand and they can relate to us. They do that because that's what you think about them, and they become like that. Okay, so as a mother, it starts from us, and then it goes to the father, and then it goes to the extended family members. I have seen it in my life where people started respecting him for what he is, though they used to feel a bit difficult to understand how to interact with him. But then I was there, so I used to give them the tips how to do that, and people used to, all the extended family members used to do that, is still doing that now. And they don't see him like, oh God, we are not able to understand. They are also trying to understand. So, but how does it start? It starts with the mother, where the mother has immense faith and the trust and everything on the child. Yeah, he is part of us, and yes, he is quite normal. There's nothing called normal. I don't feel there is anything called normal. We are also abnormal in that manner. We have so many we have so much of insecurities, we have so much of issues within us, but we know to keep it within us, not to show it to the world. But here we have our children. If I tell about my son, he is just what he is, without any mask, without any play or a pretension, nothing. He is what he is, so I just let him be the way he is. And sometimes I feel that has really helped me as a mother, though in those handling these things just go through a lot of emotional ups and downs. But nowadays I tell myself it is okay to go through that. As human beings, we go through that. It's not that we have to be fine always, and we have to be cheerful always. There are days when I'm so low also, but then there is I have my husband takes over, his father takes over when I am in my low phase, and then he does things. So we do it as a team, and it has helped as a team a lot, you know. And then we tried, let us include, I've also learned one thing is that let us not keep things only to ourselves, let us include other family members also in this. It's so beautiful to do that. The child also enjoys being included and accepted and understood by other people around, so I've had my lovely friends who had been there to help me out. So if you can form a group of like-minded people who are there when you really need the support, so that brings down the burden, that only that we are there and we are not able to find help. So we have to find help, seek help, ask for help. Asking is such a beautiful thing. I've understood that asking, maybe it's not easy, but once we learn that, life becomes so easy. So if you don't get it, it's okay, but at least we should have the freedom to ask from our friends, from our family members. And then so it becomes a responsibility of not only us, about for others also. As society, as friends, everybody come together to help us in this manner. So the journey has been quite I'll say a mixed one of highs and lows, and now also that happens, but now we are so confident that we can face it. So the biggest challenge that I used to think about was his teenage and his adolescence and stuff like that. I used to think, how am I going to handle that? I don't know what am I going to do, because a whole lot of hormonal issues, changes starts for them, and they really don't know, because we've seen a lot of children in our coming to our center who have been going through ups and downs through it. So I used to wonder, how are we going to handle this? But touch wood, till now it's been going in a balanced way, and I just feel it's not only me or my husband, it's whole lot of people that have come together for this. We cannot work alone at all. We have so blessed with a lot of friends, good friends, my partners who are my friends. They've been there for each and every lows and highs and whatever you call it, to support. So the support group is so important for parents. And the adolescence has and now he's in 19, his teenage, and still there are days when we find it a bit challenging, but then we give him that space to be whatever he is, and that makes him come back, because he has understood, yes, I can be myself also, but I need to come back and understand what they say. So he takes some time, but he gets back. And that's one thing that has helped me is to keep the environment more positive, where you can use a lot of chantings and a lot of music, good musics that brings down the energy. Lightens up the energy. That's the word. Lightens up the energy around the house, especially. So you can do those things, and the most important thing is acceptance, the love, the unconditional love. And not demarking, like my child has to be this because that child is doing, my child also has to do this. No, each child is unique. We only have to find the potential in the child, what the child is good at, and then just keep encouraging the child in that direction. And I feel these are the few things that can really make a remarkable change. Not activities after activities that you do at home. At home, be a mother. When you're taking the child for the therapy, ask the therapist, as a mother, what am I supposed to do at home? Not that what you do in the center or what do you as a therapist, but as a mother, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to include my child in the household work or in conversation or in communication? Communication is another aspect I would like to throw up, because communication is something. Communication means not that you make the child sit and say this word or what is this and then you answer. No, generalize it with the family. Talk generally. not like an activity at all. Just jog generally and in a bindas manner and in a cool manner. So the child feel light. The child starts taking, the brain start taking in, because it's a lighter moment, a moment where they like also, makes them happy. So these are the few things that if you do, I felt in my experience, if you do, it really helps to have a happy child. More than anything, let's have happy children, so that they become what they are supposed to be, what they have within themselves, they exhibit that. So this is the few of my experiences, so I just cut short and just told you the whole of, so many years' experience. It's not that easy to put each and everything, but these are the main things, the important aspects that I have seen in my son's life. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.